YouTube family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A and A, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I should go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. You can join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing supporter of this channel, fam, I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. You are the reason this channel is anything. Alright, fam, before we get this episode rolling, just a couple of disclaimers. I do not sell firearms, nor do I promote the sale of firearms or accessories or anything that would constitute a violation of YouTube community guidelines. Any reviews that I do on firearms or accessories are just that. They are for review purposes only. And if I reference the gun manufacturer or the company that happened to supply the product, I am just referencing that for disclosure purposes. All right? Now, fam, look. If you are not a member of the 2A NLA Fam Club, I do not know what you are doing at this point in time. As a member of the fan club, you receive unreleased content. You will receive content early. You become automatically eligible for all the giveaways that we do in our bi-weekly live streams, fam. Look. I believe I offer some of the best giveaway opportunities on YouTube. So make sure you're a member of the fam club. It's only $2.99 a month. Just click on that join button down below. And if you are interested in any of the 2A NLA merchandise, just hit that QR code in the corner. You see it. You see it right there. That will take you to the 2A NLA channel. Also, you can sign up to participate in a lot of our giveaways there. So make sure you hit that QR code. All right, that's it. Now let's get back into the episode. All right, fam, let's get this episode rolling. So look, we got a good one today. We have a good one today. If you guys didn't see the video I did on the Akai Stryker 5-inch, make sure you go back and you check out that review. This pistol scored an 88 out of a possible 100 on the 2A NLA scale. Kind of came in as a best in class type gun. I'll go ahead and I'll put up the specs for it up there so you guys can check it out. If just as a quick summary, you know, I thought that the ergonomics of the gun was outstanding. I thought the trigger is outstanding. I felt like the gun was really well weighted. The kind of one criticism I had of the gun, and it was kind of nitpicky, but look, when you're paying this much for a firearm, you can nit and pick. And so I said that I felt like there were just a few things on the fit and finish. I felt like the coatings was a little bit inconsistent. I felt like these grip screws and the hammer and the screws that are on the optic should not have been in silver. They should have been DLC like all of the other parts of the gun. I felt like the blending here of the back strap could have been better, as well as kind of the front of the gun. So I just felt like there were some small nitpicky things about the fit and finish that I felt could have been better. But as I said in that video, this gun is fast, it's accurate, it was reliable, used a lot of different ammunition types to it, and took a licking and kept on ticking. Today we're going to be comparing the Stryker to your boy's Atlas Gunworks Artemis. The Artemis is also a sight block gun, as you can see right there, so a lot of similarity relative to that gun. This is also meant to be a limited optics pistol. That's what I use it for. I probably have more rounds through this gun than any other gun in my collection because it's the one that I practice with the most. This gun is incredibly reliable. Atlas guns are just workhorses in my book. Just incredibly well manufactured and workhorse guns. This gun scored a 93 out of a possible 100 on the 2A NLA scale. Just phenomenal trigger, phenomenal fit and finish. I love Atlas grip modules, so it's winning from that perspective. So what I wanted to do is kind of talk about these two guns and the differences between them, and maybe if you're thinking about one of these guns, maybe which one you should potentially choose. All right, so look, let's start off with shootability. You guys saw the footage up front. Both of these guns shoot amazing. They're both really accurate, really flat shooting, especially considering that neither of these guns are ported or compensated. Again, these are limited optics pistols with sight blocks on them to give a little bit more weight out front on the gun. I found the grip modules to be outstanding. From a shootability perspective, I think these two guns are probably right in line with one another. Relative to trigger, which is another big part of competition. Both of them boast Atlas triggers, and I will say this, just because of the Atlas triggers, not all installers or builders who utilize Atlas triggers are as good as Atlas. But I will say that the trigger on this Akai fit and feel of it is amazing. So both of these guns got 15 out of a possible 15 for trigger. So look, they both feel awesome. And so from that perspective, I think so far we're kind of got a neck and neck kind of race. I think where the guns differ is in two specific areas, and then you're going to have to decide for you how important are these two areas. So let's start off with fit and finish. The Atlas Gunworks Artemis got a 15 out of a possible 15 for fit and finish. The DLC coating on this gun is just phenomenal. It's just, coating is nice. The fitment is rock solid all the way around. I mean, Atlas is arguably, for a company that produces, it's one thing for somebody like Venom or Hayes or Rafferty to have guns that, or even Akai for that matter, to have guns that have rock solid fitment and are smooth as all get out, because they're only producing, somewhere between 40 to 80 guns a year. But you have somebody like Atlas who's producing 200, 300 guns a month across different models, and their consistency is amazing. It is amazing. They do a phenomenal job at that. And so the fit and finish on this gun was a 15 out of 15. The fit and finish on the Akai was a 13 out of 15, primarily for those small things that I referenced earlier. Fitment on the gun is very well done. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. But like I said, a little bit of blending on the rear of the gun, on the front of the gun could be better. Some attention to detail relative to, making sure that the grip screws and the hammer are DLC coated so that they coincide. I think those things are really, kind of, again, nitpicky. But when you're paying a sticker price on a gun like this, it should get nitpicked. So I would say if I'm choosing between the two, definitely the superior fit and finish, the nod goes to Atlas. All right, let's get to the other component of this where there is a significant difference, and that is affordability. Look, when I got my Atlas Artemis, I want to say this gun was just above $6,000, maybe around $6,500, somewhere in that ballpark. That is about the same price as the Akai Stryker. So if this gun is $6,500 and this gun is $6,500, both of them are excellent in terms of shootability and trigger and grip module and feel. But this gun has better fit and finish than this gun, then I'm going to get this gun. It's just a no-brainer. But since I've got my since I've gotten my Artemis, Atlas has raised the price of this gun to just a shade under 8 grand at around 7,800 to 8,000 depending on the feature. So now you're talking about a gun that is anywhere between $1,300 to $1,500 more expensive. And so is the additional fit and finish worth the additional $1,200? I think that's a you call, especially if the shootability of the two guns are similar. Now, what I would also say though too is for that additional $1,300 to $1,500 you're going to spend, you also get Atlas's reputation for build quality. You get Atlas's reputation for customer service. So you're paying a premium for those two things. If you're like, look, I'm probably never going to send my gun in for service anyway. It's probably going to go to my local gunsmith. I don't care about the little that the DLC here is a little bit more consistent than there. I don't really care about the couple of little hot spots. This is a competition pistol for me. I'm gonna beat it into the ground. I'm gonna beat it into submission, and I'm gonna, okay, then maybe it's not worth that additional money. So I think that is more of a call for you guys than for me. It's hard for me to choose. I'm going to let my bias be known. This is my competition pistol. Like I said, I've got more rounds for this 2011 than any other 2011 in my collection. I own 5 other Atlas guns, all of which have performed flawlessly. So it'll be very difficult for me to choose any other sight block gun over my Artemis. But like I said, if I was only going to buy one and this was going to be a beater kind of pistol, competition pistol, what the 2011 was meant to be used for, and I was okay with making some of those sacrifices to sell $1,200 to save, $1,300 to $1,500 that I can put towards training and ammo, etc., then maybe the Akai makes a lot more sense. But look, my guys at 2A Zone that sent this over carry Akai, obviously, and they also carry Atlas. So check out my boys. Check out my boys. All right, that's the Akai Stryker, and we've compared that to the Atlas Artemis. All right, fam, that's it for this episode. Until next time, as always, take care of one another, and peace.